Hello, my name's Ian Chance, and you are Carlotta de Miguel, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Can you please spell your surname for me?
Yeah, it's D-E space M-I-G-U-E-L.
Thank you. Where are you from?
I am from Spain.
Thank you. Exam begins. LanguageCert Academic. Now, part 1. I'm going to ask you some questions about yourself and your ideas. The first topic is study skills. Tell me where you go when you want to concentrate on your studies.
Well, what I will usually do when I was an undergraduate, I will book an individual private study room at the library for usually 9 to 10 hours a day. And I will find this a very quiet and very beneficial environment for me to study, as I could lock the door. I will be there by myself, and I had a very large desk for my books and my computer. And also the library in general, it was a very pleasant environment. So that's what I will tend to do. I want privacy and a calming space, essentially.
That does sound like a pleasant environment. Okay, thank you. The next topic is daily life. Is it good to follow the same routine every day?
Well, I would say that no, because that can become a bit stale over time. As time goes by, people have to evolve and accept, even embrace, change in their lives. So I will say that every once in a while, someone should try. Well, should sounds perhaps not the right word because that makes it feel mandatory. But it will be good for someone to find a new hobby, a new activity, to make small changes. Make small changes. Excuse me, in the routine, so as to make life less mundane and more challenging, more exciting.
Yes, small changes can help with that. Thanks very much. Now, next topic is phones. In what situations do you use your phone most?
Mostly for work, to communicate with my colleagues, especially when I'm not at my workplace. When I'm on the go, I use the applications that we have to communicate with each other. I also use it a lot to send emails, but unfortunately, as well, before I go to bed, I usually listen to a podcast or watch videos. And I know that's not a very good habit, because actually it's quite detrimental to my sleep due to being exposed to the blue light and the phone screen before bed. However, that's what I do.
Yes, I think a lot of us do that. Thank you very much for your answers. Let's move on to part 2. Now, part 2. We're going to role play some situations. I want you to start or respond. Okay, the first situation. I start. Do you know where to find the reading list for the semester online? I've looked everywhere on the college website.
Oh, it's actually not on the college website. The teachers and the tutors use another separate site where they upload all the material they want us to study. And they also categorize it according to module, according to week, and according to semester.
Oh, I didn't know that. How can I access it?
Oh, it's actually really easy. Do you have your booklet that they gave to you when you started the course?
Oh, it must be somewhere. I must check.
Okay, well, even if you don't remember where it is, I can forward the link to you, or I can even forward you the whole booklet. It's also in PDF format.
Thank you so much. You're a great help.
No worries at all.
And now the second situation. We're both students in self-catering accommodation. You like to save time and money by buying food and cooking together. You start.
So you know what? I had this great idea the other day. I think it will be very economical when it comes to saving both time and money. So what if we went to the grocery store every week together? We plan our budget and then we will cook and prepare our meals for the week together.
That sounds nice. But I don't know if we share the same interests and the same food preferences.
Well, I will say that I'm not nitpicky at all. I probably like every sort of food that you can think of, and I am very open to suggestions.
Okay, that's nice. I'm not a very good cook though. Are you?
Well, yeah, I think I'm very good actually. I've been cooking since I was very young, because I have a lot of younger siblings.
Great. That sounds good. I'm excited actually. It'll be fun. Thank you. So that is the end of part 2. Now, part 3. You're going to read a short passage out loud. When you've finished, I'll ask you some questions about the topic of the passage. You now have 20 seconds to look at the passage. Then I'll ask you to read it out loud. Okay, please start.
Okay. In the 19th century, the invention of man-made plastic was hailed as a breakthrough. The discovery of this cheap and versatile material allowed a seemingly endless supply of affordable everyday products to appear on the market. Since the 1950s, an estimated 9.1 billion tons has been produced today. Today, however, attitudes towards plastic have changed dramatically. Most plastic is virtually indestructible, and plastic waste is now a main source of pollution as it ends up either in landfill sites or in the oceans, where it will never decompose. Even recycled plastic will eventually add to this environmental disaster.
Thank you. Now I'm going to ask you some questions. What main point is the writer making in this passage?
I will say the main point of the passage is that it is referring to how plastic was a major discovery, but environmentally, it is not beneficial, and it will create a problem as time goes by.
Thank you very much for your answer. Now I have another question for you. What can ordinary people do to help reduce the amount of plastic waste that's produced?
Well, I will say that people can use alternative materials, and they can also choose to buy alternative materials there. For example, straws made out of other materials, and there are also packages and products that come in packaging that is inscribed on it that it's made out of something else, something renewable instead of plastic.
Okay, yes, renewable packaging instead of plastic packaging. Thank you very much for sharing your ideas. This is the end of part 3. In part 4, you're going to talk for about 2 minutes on the topic of undergraduate attitudes to looking for a job. Here is some information about the topic. You now have 1 minute to look at the information. Then I'll ask you to talk about it. You can write some notes to help you.
Of course. Can I ask, will the information remain there while I'm talking about the subject, or will you have to take it away?
No, it will stay. Okay, so now you have 2 minutes to talk about the topic. Please start.
Of course. So today's topic is attitude to looking for a job or to starting a career in undergraduate students. As far as I can see, I will say that there is a direct correlation between the year they are in and also, by extension, their age and the things that they value most or least. I can see, for example, that first-year students tend to care less about pragmatic and essentially practical aspects of looking for a job, such as salary, benefits, and career opportunities. They tend to put a lot more thoughts, I will say, and they tend to prioritize the values of the company that they will likely work for. Quite likely, a first-year student will care more about the values of the company, which is essentially a more vague and abstract concept to them. And they also connect that to their own personal values and ideals. So likely, they will not work for a major company that has shown that they have very little care about ideals, the environment, progressive politics, etc., etc. Unfortunately, what we see a trend that as time goes by, they tend to put less value on such pursuits, such thoughts, and they start focusing more on the quote-unquote adult aspects of looking for a job, such as I said before, salary benefits, flexible hours, working arrangements, etc. Perhaps they are also considering other factors that will be introduced to their lives, such as family, needing to take care of one's family, needing to be financially stable, needing to have stable hours so that you can combine your work life with the other aspects of your life.
Okay, thank you for your interesting insight. Now, another question. Do you think it's always an advantage to be able to work from home?
I will say that it is an advantage depending on the situation. So, well, the answer to your question is no. If you are living in a remote area and you don't want to move due to whatever circumstances and commitments, then yes, it's brilliant. But if you live in the middle of the city and your office is close by, why not go to your office and socialize with your colleagues? It might be a great opportunity to make friends and get out of the house.
Yes, indeed. It is good to get out of the house. Well,